Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Scan Power Works When Everyone Else is Down recording. So a few things that if you're a Scan Power mobile user, you want to set up before you start processing batches and listing items and printing labels is make sure that we have a ship from address. So you can do that here under Settings List, or you can also do it under Report Sources. And we just have you add a ship from address. If you scroll down to settings, you'll see that I have my main address set up here. If you go to the main sources page, we keep both your suppliers and your retail sources here, but we also keep addresses for your warehouse. So you can just add one here, Fall Warehouse, 8 Road. And then the next time you go to either list or batch private listing, you can select that. And if you've just entered the one, it'll default to that. So in this case, both of mine are the same. So if you'd like to process items directly into shipments, you can do that by scanning the item right here into the list input. If you have a buy list, you can view the buy list from that tab, and then you can easily import that into a shipment here. And this also lets you selectively import. We will automatically generate an MSKU for you based on this template. I won't go too much into detail, but you can use things like date, ASIN, cost, source, dollar source. Each of these templates is preceded by a $sign. And then you can edit any part of the buy list before you import it. And then when you import, it'll automatically create shipments for you. So that's the traditional list method. Before you do that, the second thing to check is whether your Dymo printer is set up. So again, you go under Settings, List, and under Printer, you should see the Dymo appear here, and then you can select one of 4 different label types. I think a lot of people use the 2 1/4 by 1 1/4, which is the 30334. And that's pretty popular. Scan Power can print the fulfillment center on the label, so if you have split shipments, it's easier to tell which item is going to which destination. And for this label size, we can also print expiration dates right on the label, which Amazon seems to have no trouble supporting. If for some reason you are not able to see the Dymo in that drop-down list, then we have a help desk solution that makes it easy to troubleshoot, either in Firefox or in Chrome, why the Dymo isn't showing up. So if you just go to the recommended Dymo printer setup, I'm going to look at this as you would see it rather than as an admin. There's a video. You can also see under the frequently asked questions, kind of a text-based representation with links to download, the latest 8.72 version. And then, as I was saying, if it doesn't show up in the drop-down under settings, the quickest way to check whether the print service is running is to open this URL in a browser. In Firefox, I just hold down the command key and click on it here depending on the version. If you have 872, it's the one that starts with HTTPS 127.0.0.1, which is basically your computer. And then you open that in the browser tab, and sometimes this is what it takes for the browser to reestablish the connection to the print service. If it's successful, you'll see DLS web services up and running. You can now print. And again, that's recommended printer setup under our help solutions, frequently asked questions. Now, the second way to process items in ScanPower is through what we call the private batch listing. And this works similarly to the direct listing, but instead of creating shipments, we will just group the items together in a batch and allow you to set prices, indicate whether it's FBA or not. Most people are going to be listing FBA, so you want to check this box. And then you can print the label as you go, or you can come back later and scan items through this filter input and print the labels kind of after the fact. And then when you're finished processing the batch, you just click Finish Batch, and we will send all the necessary product and inventory feeds and price feed to convert the item to FBA and then to price it. If you leave out a price, either it's not in your buy list or you forget to enter it, just edit it here, click Finish Batch. And then if you want to list the items in Scan and Label or inside Seller Central, within 15 minutes, they should all be there and ready for you to input the SKUs or the F and SKU. So I'll do a real quick view of what it looks like when you print the label. You can do this for as many as you like. You can do it on scan, or you can do it, onesie twosie. So let me just share my phone, which is going to function like a camera here. So here we're looking at the ScanPower app. I'll just pull the camera up real quick. I'll click OK to print the label.